Salutations, and welcome to Kirby Plays Games. I am Kirby, here playing 7 Days to Die version Ep8 on a public server. This is episode 8 of the Horde Night Retrospective series, where I am sharing my multiplayer Horde Night adventures in 7 Days to Die with some retrospective commentary. As you can see, it is day 189, which makes this the 27th blood moon on this server, and the Horde is on its way. We have several special guests joining us to defend Fortress Dreamland tonight. This includes Joester and Plays, who have been in some previous episodes, as well as Willennium, whom I've played 7 days with previously, but they are new to this series. And together the four of us are going to do our best to defend Fortress Dreamland against an endless tide of the undead. This is the largest group that we've had at the base, so it'll be interesting to see how it does, with 4 people contributing to the zombie spawn at this high of a game stage. Speaking of Fortress Dreamland, the biggest change is that I have swapped out the ladders, which led to the roof, for a set of stairs. So, there is a bit less room in the bunker, but no more running to repair destroyed ladders, which has happened pretty much every time we've defended so far. And because my base was so wrecked last episode, once I had finished repairing it, I also upgraded the first barrier and the wall around the courtyard to steel blocks. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider liking and subscribing. And we are just past midnight. As you can see, the zombies have done significant damage to the first barrier. In addition, they have managed to discharge and render useless the first 2 rows of fences. And because the first 2 rows of fences are out, and they're making some good progress, we are going to give up the first line of defense and look at falling back to the bunker. Putting some crowd control into action. As you can see, they have actually broken the vault door. Coming back down to the bunker, you can see that the second hatch has fallen, and the zombies have entered the courtyard. With this many zombies in the courtyard, we're going to be pulling out the rocket launcher and testing it for the very first time. And I think the very first time deserves an instant replay. We have been pretty lucky with demos in the past, but this time we're gonna see a lot of them. Now, one thing about the rocket launcher is there are two types of ammo, and it is worth noting that you want to go with the fragmentary rounds rather than the high explosive when you're defending your base, because the fragmentary rounds do way less block damage, only 20 in fact, which is very reasonable. And at this point you can see the floor is starting to show quite a few cracks. We've had several demolishers explode, and the base is looking worse for wear. Now, I had mentioned upgrading a bunch of blocks to steel. Unfortunately, that did not include a number of blocks in the floor of the courtyard, so they're getting pretty close to being down. You've seen it's been a number of times I've been repairing that vault door, and it is taking quite a beating. Interesting here, Joes and Plays are discussing that demolishers apparently can hit each other with their fists and trigger each other to explode. I'm not sure if that is accurate, because we weren't able to capture it on our point of view. However, it sounds like they're pretty certain about this, so maybe something to consider. Apparently, sometimes demolishers just sort of explode, and this is something that's come up in previous Horde Night defenses as well. Now, we're lucky here that the electric fences are still functioning. And we have one of the electric fences in the courtyard go down. Going to walk over Millennium's head to repair this vault door just in time. And we can hear another demolisher going off in the background. Coming up to the roof, we can see that it has in fact compromised our floor. Now, as I've mentioned before, Joester was instrumental in reinforcing a lot of this to steel and actually getting it up in terms of contributing resources. But unfortunately, it is not enough.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
As the floor collapses into a pit, and pathing for the zombies is ruined, as there is no way for them to get across to the door of the bunker. At this point, they're bunching up at the side. They have decided that the 3-block thick walls are now in fact the best path to get to us, and Joester very astutely recommends jumping out to preserve the walls of the base. So we're taking the fight to the field just outside Fortress Dreamland, and you can see the demolishers are still showing up, but luckily we only have a couple minutes left in the Horde Night. And there is the morning chime. Looking at the Horde Night stats, Fortress Dreamland fails at 3:35 a.m. We abandoned ship, or abandoned the fortress, at 3:40 a.m. And luckily we had 0 player deaths. So we're gonna sort out these last couple zombies here, and then we'll take a couple moments back at Fortress Dreamland to survey the damage.
A few moments later.
And as you can see, the floor is absolutely wrecked. And part of the walls. But they didn't get to the electric fences. So I guess that's good. Anyways, a very eventful night defending Fortress Dreamland. Thank you all for joining us, and please do consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video. Have an excellent day.